all, when you look at these two teams, the interesting part of it is in the coming under-18 tournament that is going to be in Kenya, you're going to see these two teams also battling in the under-18. They're going to be in the same group. So I think if it's not done today, we'll have to wait. When the under-18 tournament also starts, they're going to also battle. On 25th. Yeah, on 25th. It is going to be a battle for them. But today, I'm looking forward to see what is going to happen in the midfield. The strength of all the teams, Tanzania and Uganda, is in the midfield. When you look at the issue of physicality that we've been talking about all along, Tanzania, you can give Tanzania the credit, they're a little bit physical than the South Sudan. But we saw South Sudan defending in the previous game. They defended very well. There is a way they handled that physicality bit. Yeah? Yes. Whenever they got the ball, they could pass it. They could do everything freely. So I would think they should come with the same approach today. When you come to when you look at Tanzania, the way they play, it's somehow it's not so different from the way Zimbabwe, from the way we saw the previous game, Zanzibar rather, yeah? From the way we saw the previous game, the way they play, it's more likely the same. They are all physical. I believe in today's game, we are going to see a lot of physicality from the Tanzanian side, and we are going to see a lot of playing and passing of the ball from the South Sudanese side, because that's the way they've played through the entire tournament. Even the game they lost against Uganda, you saw in the halftime, in the first 20 minutes, it was the same approach. And
of course, Alex, did you see it? Is there any possibility of this game going to penalties? Because if you are talking about physicalities and the journeys through which these teams have been going through, they are physical. And they usually
Tanzania are more physical compared to South Sudan, but South Sudan actually brings more players into the midfield than they.
But also South Sudan, they are hard to penetrate.
Sure, because they pack a lot of players.
No, because of the style of play, basically.
They don't widen the pitch.
So do you think that at the end of the day we might have another penalty?
A more likely score. So I expect a 2-2 draw in the 90 minutes.
Full time.
Full time.
Okay. Yeah. Because we need to get your prediction.
Yeah, I'm going. In this game, I expect a number of goals to be scored, but I think and I believe South Sudan might outscore the Tanzanian side. Might outscore the Tanzanian side at the end of the 90 minutes.
Maybe a 2-1.
Yeah, a 2-1, a 3-2. Like that, but I expect some goals to flow in this game.
Mugalu, if you are maybe an advisor of the coach, both coaches, how would you advise the coaches of these teams to assemble the boys today? Because it's the third place playoff, like we talked about. Many teams can tend to relax because they would have wanted to play in the final.
Sure, there is nothing more to lose in this game, so just tell the boys, go and enjoy, play some interesting football, just enjoy yourselves, do whatever you want to do with the ball, express yourself, showcase your abilities, and then enjoy the game. Right now, I'm expecting to see a lot of skills from the South Sudanese, and there are some interesting players that are skillful, so we expect to see something interesting in this game.
All right, let's get to Ronald Mugabe, the commentator. We shall see you at halftime. Enjoy the game. The CECAFA Under-15 Boys Championship 2023, the third place playoff. It's Tanzania versus South Sudan.
Well, of course, the two teams making their match as they come closer to show their insignia. And looking at how we are staged here at the Fufa Technical Center in Njeru, of course, what will be coming on next will be the two anthems of the two countries as we are about to get this action underway. Well, the two national anthems sung in full voice. Of course, we first had Tanzania's national anthem, Mungu Abariki Africa. That means God bless Africa. Before we went into South Sudan's anthem, that is South Sudan Oye. And they're in full voice as the two teams go through the proceedings that come before the action kicks off. And you can see that smartly dressed they are for what is about to be another interesting third place playoff, given the fact that two merited to reach this stage. Of course, Tanzania, they are ejected by the Ugandan side, and South Sudan having been ejected on penalties by Zanzibar. They are a very interesting fixture it was, and of course they now have to make do with this third place playoff as we continue to look for who will be getting third and fourth place, as the two teams do dressed smartly, and of course giving us all things to talk about as we come into this fixture. And of course looking at lots of talking points are being generated by these youngsters. They beckon with lots of promises for the future, and of course it's here at the Fufa Technical Center in the township of Njeru where the two will be taking their gloves off for what will be their final dance in this dress rehearsal that precedes the big one later on in the afternoon. And of course lots of talking points. Like I did say, discussions will start off here, and referee there with the captains just to make sure that everything goes as planned. But we will have to also get to freeze this moment and wait for what that man in the center will be instructing. Idris Mohammed Abdul Aziz, all the way from Djibouti, has been given the leadership of this action and will be calling the shots all the way from the center, as we can see that the two teams, Tanzania smartly dressed in that blue and yellow stripes, while South Sudan maintain their red, with which they come with here to ensure that things go normal. Ibrahim Muhammad Musa, the assistant referee there, dropping off Idris Mohammed, who is the center referee, and of course Abdusmad Hussein, also all the way from Somalia. Abdullahi Haji Hassan, also from Somalia, there as the fourth official. But you could see that Bakari Mshenga, Pius John, Mohammed Omar, Kasim Juma, Hassan Bandia, Faizo Juma, Hamisi Athmani Salumo, Peter Abogatsi, Mohammed Hassan, and Juma Mashaka, who comes here tonight in the place of Kiniki Selman, will be leading the line. But for South Sudan, of course, not so many changes you can talk about. David Amole, Emmanuel Kennedy, Sebith Hoth, and Marco Musa, David Abiel, and of course the man himself, Raude Ngowan, there to make sure that things go as planned as these two teams now come here on this stage. Third place playoff it is. The all of East Africa is watching, and the referee spares no minutes and gets us underway. And already South Sudan trying to get that ball up and running. It just end up in a throw-in, and will be Felix Marial to get things up and running. Lazarus Lako still sitting up top of the top scorers log. Can he add on to the numbers that he has accumulated over time? Well, that's a question that he himself can answer, as Tanzania power pressure on the other end. Although the referee says that was a bit quick. And that man, Nasser Yusuf Bakht, the South Sudan head coach, will also be hoping to getting a third place here. Peter Abogatsi and Athumani trying to link up for this one, but long one it is, and it will just end up for a goal kick. And I'm sure that Daniel Lombe, one of the outstanding goalkeepers, coming through to ensure that he maintains his form and will be tested several times. You could see the reputation of the opposition is very much on the foreheads of these Tanzanian players. But Malim Swalehe, the head coach of Tanzania, also will be sitting uneasy there, knowing the qualities that ooze away from the opposition side, as that ball is still failing to find settlement for either sides. Mohamed Hassan there missing out to make a touch. And well, you can definitely understand the nerves that run through all of them at this point in time. Lazarus, long ball. But well, it's now Mohamed Hassan trying to set up Hamis. Well, he will have to next time maybe try to pick out a proper pass with good weight on it. Luis Domiano will not need any weight on any pass. And Domiano dispossessed as Juma gets on the ball. Well, Juma Mashaka also seen in the picture there trying to get involved, but the other Juma, Faizu Juma, remember he was responsible for that only goal that Tanzania managed to score against Uganda, and they knock on that door. And you could see that pressure is already starting to pile. Well, of course, many eyes will also be looking at Juma Mashaka, the man who's leading the line there for this Tanzania side. Comes in the place of Selman, who's not in action today. Victor Elizaya into Luis Domiano, trying to release Anol Ruboro, but can't really get past Hassan Bandia. Well, in regards to this South Sudanese side, you can say that Anor is one of those who's been a little highly scoring, and deputizing Lazarus Peter George there. Could be on 3 or 4 goals if I'm not mistaken, but the ball is inside and Tanzania looking to open things up, but Juma Mashaka trying to puncture just when we are adrift by 5 minutes. Oh, looked for a tight angle to find his way past Daniel Lombe. And Hamisi with a fall up there, but not fast enough maybe. Giving that man a second chance to take another grip. Ajo trying to look for Lazarus Laku, and Anur there being offside and attracting that checked flag. Well, I'm sure momentum will be built slowly by slowly, but you look at the strategy of Tanzania and you really feel that they are trying to make use of their wide players just to get that ball inside and maybe open this South Sudan defense up. Player on the ground. Referee allows play to continue. It was advantage South Sudan, but well, action will now hit a pause as well, the team doctors will come forward to take a look at Anur's health. Well, this was the incident, and you can see that Kasim Juma, instead of heading the ball away, headed Anur's head instead, and surely that was a bit painful to receive there from the man himself. Well, Tanzania, very strong fighters, and they will now have to find ways of at least getting better positions. That's why they're here for this third place playoff. Having run into a very over-speeding Ugandan side. Well, almost tried to bring life back in that game, but things were a bit late when Faiza Juma did head them, giving them a lifeline in that fixture. Well, for South Sudan, of course, they had to fight tooth and nail till the end. And that ball or that game drifted into penalties where Zanzibar were able to put their foot away. But action allowed to resume. Lazarus Peter George still topping the top scorers log. And gets a reaction there from the Tanzanians, and a yellow card has already been flushed. Looks like this man will be going into early yellow books. Free kick, long ball up front. Not many red shots in that 18-yard box if you look closely. But Tanzania will be happy to get things on the move again, looking for Juma Mashaka, who opens up nicely, brilliant. But that ball ends up in the safe hands of Daniel Lombe. Severino happy to restart as Luis Damiano dropping back to help Severino, and Damiano failing to again weave through the blue crowd, and that ball ends up for a throw-in. Mohamed Hassan, confirmation there, the man who goes into the referee's yellow book. Faiza Juma. Athumani, well, he's been growing by each and every game he plays. Athumani there, Salumu. Well, started playing outside, and now he's playing deep inside that midfield and trying to open things up and creating for his colleagues. Hamisi there dragged to the ground, and the referee says it's going to be a free kick. One that Tanzania definitely wants sober to get on the move. And Athumani Salumu will be the one to deliver. Well, let's just see if Tanzania can make use of this dead ball situation. Ball in front, looking for a blue shot. Well, the header there not coming off well, and you can see that South Sudan tempting to start from the back, but they definitely have the engines and the skill sets to do exactly that. But it will be Mohamed Hassan with the cutback, and wins a corner in the process. Mohamed Hassan to deliver this corner. Long ball in, looking for a blue, but well, how did that ball miss a leg? And still Athumani now. Now Lazarus Peter George trying to turn defense into attack, but allowing Athumani to get back on the ball, and that will be spotted by the referee. And you could see that Athumani Salumo was trying to weave his way back into the half of the South Sudanese, but Victor Elizaya there to ensure that things are normal. Juma Faizo looking and working out some distribution space not accorded as Ngoan comes through, but a long ball there, almost deflected into his own, and referee says it will settle for a corner. Well, communication levels starting to dwindle in this South Sudan defense, and very deceptive ball came in the way. You could see that Daniel Lombe actually had to stretch a little outside to try and keep that ball from falling inside the net. And Mohamed Omar with the long one, but again another ball, but the referee says will be a goal kick, as well the technical personnel still calling for calm, especially for this South Sudan side that is on the back foot at the moment. Well, you could see that it's Hassan Bandia who's full of confidence. But sometimes when you're faced with some very hard and very skillful forwards, you might be dancing with fire, and that's where we are about to see Anur failing to guide that ball in, and just lets it slip away. Well, it was a very, very good chance there for South Sudan to try and tuck things up, but heavy touch there from Anur Luburo. While the Tanzanians very happy to restart the action, and that ball intended to get to Hamisi, who in turn manages to get away. Not pressure at all there, as you could see that Felix Marial was allowed a second touch. If that man would have piled some more, and maybe it would have been a different conversation altogether. Lazarus failing to keep that ball in, as and again this looks like there's lack of fluidity to the action on the pitch. There's lots of energy levels being put on display here, and the culprit of this one being Anur Loburo. Very hard challenge there on Athumani Salumo. And a free kick to Tanzania. Athumani. Not the best of concepts there. maybe tried to square it for his colleague standing by and just ended up gifting it away. Again, it was could have been signs of lack of communication again to get things up and running. Well, I must say that in this first half, Tanzania are the ones who've managed to come a little close. That man, Juma Mashak, should have been twice on target. Just rammed one of those balls straight away into the goalkeeper, Lazarus Peter George, with a long one. Looking for options far and wide. I'm not sure that is one of the options that South Sudan were looking to explore, but Tanzania happy to chase. And well, you could see that the stretch there by Juma Mashak. "15 minutes so far in this CECAFA Under-15 Boys Championship." Well, it's the third place playoff between Tanzania and South Sudan. Dress rehearsal for the big one that will be coming on later in the afternoon. But at the moment, the scoreline still reads 0-0, and the quest still hangs above who will book a place, or who will finish third, or will finish third, or who will finish fourth. But that's what these young bloods are here to demonstrate. Faiza Juma. Lovely there from Athumani Salumo, trying to look for Muhammad Hassan, who without intention just gets that ball back to Daniel Lombe. Lovely there from Luis Domiano, and ball there for Luis Domiano, who tries to attempt a shot, and still piling pressure South Sudan, but having deployed there close to the goalkeeper there when he fumbles. Go on. Well, sometimes when you do compete with your colleagues across the divide, you get to test your mettle against opposition far and wide, and that's exactly what this CECAFA Under-15 Boys Championship has been able to put on display, as the boys have a chance to test out different football styles from across the different countries in the region. Well, they say that iron sharpens iron, and I'm sure these metals continue sharpening each other. You could see that the two, Pius John and Kasim Juma, almost giving that ball away. Long one, looking for blue, but it's red that stands in the way as Luis Domiano out-jumped there by Faiza Juma. Lovely there from South Sudan. They try to get that ball under their control. Referee says play on. Luis Domiano. Long ball, looking for that. The touch it was as Victor Elizaya. So this is a second look at how he stood well and read the movement of Lazarus, who couldn't force a way through for the South Sudan side. And that follow-up touch just to ensure that things, or the ball is as far away from danger as it can be. Long one from Jordan Majak, can't get it up and running. And Elizaya Victor comes in the center to try and retrieve possession. One of those deep-lying midfielders who has been also outstanding in this championship. Ball for Lazarus Peter George again. And straight away to that man, Bakarim Shenga. Well, so far now, the South Sudanese have tested the other end 3 times on the bounce. Hamisi can't keep that ball in, and that shielding there. Felix Marial getting hurt in the process as he was trying to shield Hamisi from making a second run, dropping off that ball as he had made an early touch that would have been a very good skip away. Taking this, you see that Hamisi was trying to get on the reverse end and just ran into Felix. Well, but in terms of play so far, you could see that the equations in these last 10 minutes are starting to balance up a little. Bashir Mutiaba there with his coaching contingent, responsible for this youth team, the Ugandan side especially. Of course, they will be hoping that their team comes and puts up a good performance, as they will be taking on Zanzibar in that final. Missy good to retrieve as Athumani comes through for help, and not the best of touches there from Juma Mashaka. Should have stood his ground. Ajo, long ball, trying to communicate to Anur, but ball was intercepted. Well, it was a good over the top, trying to rip this Tanzanian defense open. Elisaiah Victor making sure that that ball links up well with the likes of Ajo, who arriving late. The ball was not in his path at all, but he tried all efforts to try and get it. Hamisi there winning the battle but not winning the war, and nonetheless it will be a throw into Tanzania, but let's see that Felix Marial and that man Hamisi have a battle of two. Daniel Lombe just have to take a second look at what's happened exactly as the referee comes closer, having a few words there with Jordan Majak. Well, this was the incident, and you could see that was Hamisi who ran into Daniel Lombe in his efforts to try and retrieve the ball, and high raised foot there. But well, it's good news for South Sudan. Their number one goalkeeper is able to continue with the action. Another player, Anur Loboro, also getting himself into the doctor's book with some bit of medical attention. Well, I must say this has been an interesting CECAFA Under-15 Boys Championship, and so far in this third place playoff between Tanzania and South Sudan, we've seen a couple of chances being created, a couple of tries from both close range and distance. Lazarus George Laco should be on the score sheet, and Felix Marial with a good ball, but it just goes across. Well, maybe his colleagues on the far end didn't really expect that ball, but it was a good crossing. Just needing someone in red to make contact, as that man survives again. This time round, not because of his doing, but because of his colleagues' undoing. Tanzania have a chance to return the favour the other end. Lazarus, good control. Lazarus still trying to find ways and space, and yes he does, manages to peel away and wins a corner, as Kasim Juma is the one to take it the last touch, as that ball goes or settles for a corner. Felix Marial, not the best of crosses this time round, as he's just rams that ball into Athumani Salumo, who gets an over the top, trying to look for his colleagues wide, and Tanzania looking like they're cooking. It's gonna be a corner kick to the Tanzanians. Mohamed Omar to deliver the goods on a silver platter. Can he get all set up? Juma there trying to cause harm, but too much power on the ball. Was properly placed there. Faizu Juma took a good touch to control that ball, but Hamisi goes to the ground. Referee says play on. Ajo can't really deliver. Yes, he does, and South Sudan happy to get on that ball, but they definitely will have company from the opposition. Luis Domiano, lovely one, trying to look for Lazarus George, as Felix Marial was strong there from Athumani Salumo. Still up and running, Athumani. Oh, the ball gets to Hamisi, who is actually Juma, who was in pole position to continue with the run. Athumani doesn't look to be in proper health. Well, I'm sure of the many people they want up and running, it's that man Athumani, who's heavily challenged there by Lazarus Lakou. That challenge is the reason why he's gone down to the ground and not feeling well, attracting attention. Well, a change for the South Sudanese. Well, changes are starting to come on the pitch as we speak. And Daniel Garang in the place of Anor. You can see that a couple of ideas are starting to be assembled as Tanzania looking to make things work here. Lovely one, but goalkeeper keeps him out. Well, that was a fantastic strike. See Peter Abogazzi, the top scorer of this Tanzanian side, now given the liberty to lead the line, and that's what it comes up with as we are 2 minutes away from the half-hour mark. And Mohamed Omar's ball can't really find a way through. It's just cleared away. Athumani, his efforts to try and control, just lost his touch. 0-0 it still is. Tanzania and South Sudan for this third place playoff, as we're just 3 minutes until the half-hour mark. A couple of chances have been created, I must say, and the last one being from that man Peter Abogazzi. But it looks like the South Sudan players or defenders have chosen to send the forwards of Tanzania in wide positions, because that's where most of their chances have been created. Long one in from Athumani, straight away to the goalkeeper. Luis Domiano, good control and still holding on nicely. Go on. Lazarus Lakou looking for Severino, who will be looked at to improvise a cross inside. The man in red there to get on the ball. Felix Marial back to Lazarus Lakou. Referee there urging Felix Marial to take a throw in again, as a heavy touch bringing the Red Army closer and closer as to whether they can take advantage of their proximities. Well, that's for them to answer. And of the two teams, I must say that South Sudan have been the high scoring of the two, having managed 12 in a single sitting against Djibouti in the group stages there. And Tanzania haven't really been in a good ball up front. They haven't really been that high scoring, Tanzania, this year's edition. They managed 2-1. Well, that ball was settled for a throw-in. Oh, Tanzania still looking for that rhythm. So is South Sudan, coming close a few times. But the third place playoff still looming here at the Fufa Technical Center. Lazarus trying to force something through, but finding a blue wall. Tanzania happy to turn defense into attack. Long ball up. Peter Abogazzi with a teasing one, but will try to find Hamisi, who fails to keep it in. Well, given the history in this fixture, Tanzania managed 1 over Somalia, 2 against Rwanda, lost to Zanzibar, found themselves in the group in the semi-finals, run into a stubborn Ugandan side. Well, that's why they're currently now playing in the third place playoff. But looks like Daniel Garang you could see him go on, and colleagues trying to carry that ball forward. Tanzania will now make a change. It's going to be a change for Tanzania as Juma Mashaka will be replaced by Selman. Maybe the Tanzanian head coach sensing some weakness as Kaminki Selman has been introduced into the action. Felix Marial trying to dance his way out of trouble, but it will be Tanzania to try and get things up and running, and Mohamed Hassan there trying to tempt something out of the 18. Exchange as Selman approaches. Tanzania looking to cook. Can they manage the broth, or will they spoil it? And yes, they do. As the Red Army happy to recollect. Lazarus Lakou hounded off. It's going to be a throw-in to South Sudan. a free kick. Well, you could see that the technical team of the South Sudan side urging the Red Army to continue piling the pressure. Definitely tried, but haven't really found their luck. Then gifted with that penalty, which they failed to convert. A couple of free kicks just close here. And this could be one of those that maybe they can use to turn into their advantage. Karim Shenga making sure that calmness and proper defending is seen to be done as Felix Marial gets himself ready to deliver a good ball in. Felix Marial with a long ball, but none in red there to touch, as that ball just ends up going outside. Appeals for handball there. Referee not fully convinced. Tanzania happy to get things on the move. Another badly passed ball by Kasim Juma. Blind passing, always. Well, this could be a dangerous ball there for the South Sudanese, and you can see that hesitation as they're trying to ensure that they do not force Tanzania's hand into something bigger. Samuel Ayi and goalkeeper also culprit there, as there's lots of hesitation. Tanzanians too trying to get the ball away but colliding into each other. I'm sure ever since his introduction, Victor Elizaya into that South Sudan midfield he's been able to bring some balance, as the fans here from all the Tanzanian supporters making sure that their presence is fully in the know of the players on the pitch. Hamisi, good touch there from Hamisi, trying to get things up and running. Hamisi with a shot outside, but not properly on target. As the green, black and blue will be hoisted here, just to add on to the support that many Tanzanians are currently watching this game with at home or back home. It will be Salman with the chase, trying to improvise a crossing, a cutback for that matter. It's going to be a corner kick, and Kasim Juma, man, to see how things get on the move for this Tanzanian side. Ball delivered, headed away, as Luis Domiano happy to get things back on restart. Only there for Luis Domiano, but failing to get that ball to the rung, as Tanzania looking to go into break time with something, but was an infringement, as the referee spotted that one too well. It was Saborino who took a kick from Hamisi. Well, we're just into the final seconds of the normal 45. Tanzania still nil and South Sudan not yet. But South Sudan have a corner, and Lazarus Laku Peter George, the top scorer so far of this championship, with the ball in. Attracting improvisations there from likes of Ajo, but 2 minutes of added time have been given a go-ahead into this first half of the third place playoff between the two East African sides. So none of them yet to show face in regard to who will be taking the third position. Mohamed Hassan looking for Juma Faizo. Juma Faizo with a good one, but straight into the safe hands of Daniel Lombe. Lazarus gets hurt in the process. Referee will surely be looking to put a pause, or putting a pause on the action, as Selman tries to peel away on the other end, looking for support. I'm not sure whether he will be accorded, as Jordan Majak just causing more problems for the Red Army. Lazarus George, this was the incident where he was caught there in his efforts to try and bring the ball under his control. Just had Kasim Juma head him, put his head onto his, and down, getting himself some medical look in. We've already approached, or we've already hit the final 2 minutes of the action here at this CECAFA Under-15 first half of the CECAFA Under-15 Championship. And Tanzania have a free kick, or just very close to danger. Or can they file one before we go into break time? This could be one of the last best kicks of the game, and we have to wait and see how they will be behaving. This good chance they have at the moment. Good ball in, looking for a blow shot, and yes, finally that ball converted, and that man who's just made his way onto the pitch, Kininki Selman, scores his second goal for the championship. And Tanzania now will have something to celebrate. That was pretty superb, and you can see the voices in the stands adding on to the action on the pitch. But Kiniki Salman making sure that he waylays Mohamed Omar's ball to give it direction straight into the back of the net. And Tanzania now leading this fixture 1-0. Just taking a look at how it came floating. Sure, the red shirts just accorded too much space to that man with his height advantage and also goal scoring instincts. But the referee says we've seen enough of the first half, as Tanzania on the death, managing to register their names on the scoreline. And of course the scoreline still reading now, Tanzania 1 and South Sudan 0. Let's go for a break. When we come back, more action in the second half.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Kaniki Salman giving Tanzania the lead, and it is 1-0 Tanzania against South Sudan. What a fair contested first half there. The third place playoff, the CECAFA U15 Boys Championship, the third place playoff. Let's get down to it. Mugalu and Kazibwe are right here. Let's try to talk about some of the moments that transpired in the first half, first 45 minutes. Gentlemen, how did you view, in your view, how did you read the first half? Then we also had a moment of a penalty miss. Maybe we could be talking another story. South Sudan will be 1-1 now, but at the end of the first half, we had a header, Kaniki Salman scoring his second goal. Let me start with you, Mogalu. What do you make of the first half, first 45 minutes, but put in place that we had a penalty miss of South Sudan?
Okay. We quite had a first dull for 20 minutes in the first half. Both teams were playing, but a bit on a slow pace. But then eventually the Tanzanians were pushing more and piling pressure onto the South Sudanese side when it came into the last parts of the first half. And they managed to find the back of the net through that header. You saw the South Sudanese gave a lot of space to that Kaniki Salman, and he managed to actually convert that beautiful header through that corner that was well delivered into the box. So the South Sudanese were a bit low. They haven't brought that pace that we saw in the last game they did play against Zanzibar. They started at a low pace. They were giving Tanzanians more space. You saw Juma having some moments outside the box. They were shooting, and you saw the South Sudanese goalkeeper has been a bit busy compared to the Tanzanian goalkeeper. So the South Sudanese have been piled more pressure onto them by the Tanzanians. So it has given them some big time and task to actually defend the Tanzanians. But when you saw South Sudanese also had some moments, as we saw that penalty incident, but unfortunately Peter Lazarus, as we did mention earlier, that he could have some chances to convert and then maybe add on his tally that he already has 8 goals. He makes sure that at least he adds 1 more so that he can widen his gap between him and Enoka Bagenda, who has 6 goals so far. But he did miss that one. We saw him, Ashraf mentioned before we headed into the first half, that he missed during the spot kicks they had against Zanzibar. He was one of the 2 people who missed those penalties. So I think maybe he lacked that bit of confidence. That's why he missed one. And then he came into this one. The fact that he's the captain, I think, is given the responsibility to lead the team and then show responsibility. But then at the end of the day, he missed that one, which was unfortunate for him. As we expected that we would have more goals into this game, we could have 2. But then with that penalty miss, we have 1, and Tanzania is already in the lead. But there were some bit of moments, but I think it has been a bit of dull first half. But Tanzania making sure that at least they make that moment matter at the most to them, and then it's on their advantage right now.
Because I want you to start from the penalty miss of South Sudan. Peter Lazarus, unfortunate for him, it could be now another 3 goals more. I could have added from Enoka Bagenda, his closest challenger, with 9, but he missed the penalty.
Personal awards at times motivate players in their growth. When you look at some of the high-profile players that we have that have graduated from this tournament, I believe they've had personal awards that they've. When you look at Travis Mutiaba, who was one of the best performers in the other tournament, 2019. When you look at those various players, they won those personal awards. I believe with such a show that Lazarus, with such a show that Lazarus has been able to showcase in this tournament, he really needs such awards, and I wouldn't wish him to miss that penalty. But and he still leads with a 2-goal margin from Enoka Bagenda, the player of Uganda. But penalties are like that. Remember Messi missing out a penalty for Argentina. They missed taking the World Cup, but this is the under-15. So I believe he has some more time to improve. He has a second half to uplift the team and keeps the team moving. But the entire half time, Mugalas has been able to break it down, and it's the same way when you look at the moments that that Tanzania has got. They've used that chance. They've used that chance of Salman. Salman has been able to convert that free kick of Muhammad Omar. Muhammad Omar has been able to bring in that free kick. It has been converted very well. You get few chances, you convert them. These ones have got quite a number of. They've been with the ball for some good time. The South Sudanese, as we expected, they've been playing. They've passed the ball, but today they've lacked fluidity going up front. When you look at their winger, Luis Damian, their shirt 11, he at times gives them that fluidity going up front and helping Lazarus, but he has not been able to stand into that gap. I expect to see a lot from Luis Damian if they're going to attack, very well, and if they are going to help South Sudan come back into this game. There is no game in this tournament. There are few games in such a tournament where they lead you 1-0. You have to balance the team. You have to get yourselves back in order to come back into this game. But looking at Tanzania, I believe they've got that early lead that they needed, and they can maintain it.
And let's talk about talking about the early leads. Let's talk about the goal. Kaniki Salman, so unfortunate for South Sudan conceding in such a manner towards the end, the added minutes of first half, and then you concede a header. For me, they could have defended better.
They conceded at the death because you thought that maybe their minds is into the locker rooms, and then maybe going into the locker rooms and then reorganize yourselves and come back more stronger. But then such goals, you can't blame it maybe on the players, but when you look at the body stature and the physical prowess of the Tanzanians,
it looks like it was poor marking for me.
It was poor marking, but then when you look at the height of Kaniki, who actually did guide that ball into the back of the net.
You know Kaniki is the same person that scored against Uganda. So
with his height, I think he's more taller compared to the South
Sudanese.
Sudanese.
He's good in heading the ball.
Yeah, so the South Sudanese failed to mark him, and then they were also giving Tanzanians more space when you look at their midfield. When you look at the game they played against Zanzibar, they weren't giving the Zanzibari more space in the midfield. They are so compacted, and they are playing that compact game, and then they are avoiding the Zanzibaris to flow their game. But when you look at the Tanzanians have been more into the South Sudanese half compared to the way our South Sudanese have been to the Tanzanians half. So Tanzanians have been pushing more. So when you have numbers up front, definitely you can actually make your opponents do any error, and then any wise striker or any clinical striker can definitely make that moment matter, or can poke that ball to the back of the net. We've seen the South Sudanese goalkeeper actually making more saves. We've seen him making saves and also actually putting that ball there. So
there was a shot earlier on actually. Parried away.
That was parried away. So definitely you can be actually punished with such errors, and then if the Tanzanians are coming in numbers, definitely they can use that to punish you. So definitely they made that moment to matter.
And you were going to say something about the goal.
The goalkeeper, South Sudanese goalkeeper.
About that goal. There was some poor marking.
No, those goals keep on coming in most cases. They keep on coming. I believe in what Mugalu said. The players were already, their minds was already in the dressing room, because they thought the game was done. It was going to end 0-0 at halftime. Then they conceded that goal, and you saw after that goal, the referee sent the players into the dressing room. But I believe the South Sudanese goalkeeper has done a lot to keep them into this game.
Keep the score
to keep the score. And if you're to look at one of the best goalkeepers in this game, I believe.
Even in the whole tournament.
In the whole tournament, he's going to contest for that glove.
For the glove.
For the best goalkeeper. He has done a lot. Amidst the goals that he has conceded, like the three he conceded against Uganda, and the one goal he conceded against Ethiopia, and the one that he conceded on the semi-final spot, plus this one. But he has done a lot. Really his performance has been so exceptional, and South Sudan can start on him as they build their next team for under 17.
How do you advise the coach of South Sudan to approach the second half? We're going back for the last 45 minutes. They need a goal. They need an equalizer. Mugalu, if you are the coach of South Sudan, what would you change? We've seen some changes coming in already. Daniel Garang came in the first half.
Actually, when we are going into the first half, actually, because we did mention that the South Sudan coach did not make any change in the team that played against Zanzibari. So I expect at least to see some 2 or 3 changes in the team, because you need to give more time to other players that had not featured in the group stage games, as well as onto the semi-finals, but did not change that team. And we said that the Tanzanians will make some changes, and if you bring in fresh legs, definitely they give you something new into the team. They bring in that fluidity, they bring in that work, and then also workhorses. They run, they are fresh, because with fresh legs, there are definitely players can run. So I expect him to also encourage his players more. Actually, I've talked about the players that have been inspiring South Sudan to glory and push them to the semi-finals. We talk about Luboro, Chat 15.
Yes.
He has been exceptional, but in this first half, he has been a bit dull, because he hasn't been receiving those passes and then actually breaking the play. But if you give Luboro the passes, then he can definitely break the play and then push their captain, Loku, up front, and then he operates behind the Tanzanian box. Definitely can get that shot, and then he can strike. Definitely can inspire them to glory into this game, or gets them an equalizer, or actually even 2 goals or 1 more. But if South Sudan still play again how they have played into the first half, giving Tanzanians more space, giving them time to operate with their ball, definitely they can be punished more. But if their coach actually encourages them to actually go forward in numbers and then attack in numbers as well as defending in numbers, then definitely they can get something out of this game.
Okay, on your side, Kazibu, how would you like the South Sudan players to play in the second half? 45 minutes, of course. We would want them to, score at least a goal, because they've given a good account of themselves the first 45
when
minutes.
I was watching the coach of South Sudan in the post-match conference, the game they played at the semi-final, he said he enjoys more of giving his players, leaving his players play individual brilliance. He enjoys that, giving these players to showcase what they can play, their individual brilliance. If you can use the ball, go use the ball very well. He said he enjoys that. I believe if they come, if these boys come up like that, each one of them lifts himself, they do it as a team, I believe they can come back. Players like Luis Damian, who has been one of their best players, shot 11, I think he can do a lot. They have that just number 18, yeah. One of their players who plays in the midfield is one of the players, unfortunately, who also missed a penalty against Uganda. I believe he can come back, call upon his players to play. So I believe if South Sudan come back into second half, into these 45 minutes, they allow themselves to do the playing more than the attacking, to be more attack-minded than being defensive, because they've already conceded that 1 goal. I believe they can come back into this one. Looking at the Tanzanian side, I believe for them, they're just going to come and maintain the game. They already have that lead. Let them come, maintain the goal, but not to defend. If they decide to defend, I believe these South Sudanese are very wise. They will attack them until they get a goal, but let them come down the tempo of the game, play until.
Yes, and of course, as was talked about managing the game, that would be a crucial factor in the last 45 minutes for Tanzania, because they have to manage the game. How would you like them to, behave in the first and the last 45 minutes in terms of game management? Because you are leading 1-0.
Yeah. As South Sudan has given some bit of respect to Tanzanians, so Tanzanians just need to use their moments as they have used that moment in the added minutes, and then definitely find that goal. So it's up to them to use those moments, because I know they will have some moments in this game. They'll break that game, and then they will be at the box of South Sudan or into the box, and then it's up to them to maybe their strikers poke that ball to the back of the net, or at least contain that ball. Tanzanians are not so good when it comes to passing, but they are good runners. You saw them, they can run with the ball, and then also shooting. If they continue to shoot, you never know. The goalkeeper can make a slight mistake, or the ball can be more powerful, and then it goes into the back of the net. So they just need to continue playing the way they have been playing. But South Sudan need to avoid those lapses. At this development stage, at this level, you expect such lapses in the way you saw that moment they considered that goal. They saw that maybe it's half time, and then say we should be into the dressing room. But then the game is played 45 minutes. If it's for the first half, before the referee actually does blow that whistle, you need to be 100%. You need to be on your toes, and then stand firm into the field. You don't need to be desperate, or you don't need to go away from the match. So they need to be focused, and then they don't lose focus as they have lost focus, and then definitely consider that goal. So they shouldn't lose that focus. Their coach should encourage them to be focused onto the game. Before the referee blows the whistle, you shouldn't actually blow your whistle yourself. I saw some moments where they were saying that it's a throw in for Tanzania, rather for them, yet it's for Tanzania, and then the Tanzanians were using that moment to actually throw the ball and then take them on the counter attack. So they need to be up to their game. They need to resharpen their minds and then focus onto the game.
Also, something about the fouls that are present. A bit of fouls there. Players getting injured partly. Do you think it's because of the weather? When you're playing on the turf, sometimes it is tough.
At times, not forgetting this one. These players should, at the back of their mind, should know that they're fighting for a bronze medal in this one. It's not a group stage match. It's not anything to do with points. it's a do or die affair. Going back home with a bronze is better than going back with nothing. So I believe this player, the South Sudanese, should go back thinking that they are fighting for a bronze.
We have to go back for the second half, but let's go back to the second half. South Sudan versus Tanzania. See you at the end of full time.
From a towering header, giving the Tanzanians an upper hand as we drive into the second half of this CECAFA Under-15 Boys Championship, currently underway here at the Fsfa Technical Center, where it is the third place playoff currently underway between these two mighty nations. The big question is who will be getting the third place. Of course, Tanzania managing to put a foot forward. And the big question is, can South Sudan manage to overturn that tide? Well, that's a question they can best answer as they have more time in this second half to try and change things in their favour. Already substitutions being made, and currently they managed to bring on new ideas, and the referee there getting action started again. So you could see that already the Tanzanians are trying to pressure the other end, and free kick there to the men in blue and yellow stripes. Well, it's going to be Mohamed Omar now to bring another good ball in, but confirmation there, Ismail Mansouk comes in the place of Samuel Ayi. Well, it's from such similar positions, it's where Salman was able to get that goal that separates the two sides. That man, Mohamed Omar, delivered, and Mohamed Omar again was attempting to cannon another one, but this time round, referee says that there was some bit of disturbance, and looks like Daniel Lombe collided there with Salman. And Daniel Lombe being told to get back on his feet as action is restarted. Felix Marial failing to get that ball as far away as he can. Well, I'm sure the Tanzanians, looking at how things are panning at the moment, come here with a bit of more confidence compared to their colleagues, who have to find ways of stepping that one up. Ball up front, looking for Salman. And you could see that a zero pass there, maybe. Salman to Hamisi, who drives that ball. Oh, it just goes across. Well, that was too close there from Hamisi. Gave it proper weight, but maybe just railed away a little further away from where it should have been. But that was a good attempt, and you could see the Tanzanians coaching contingent, all of them thought that was something going their way, but Mohamed Omar with a jump there that causes problems both to himself and his colleague on the other end, but a free kick has been given by the referee. Long ball up front, looking for those red shots, and they could have a chance. They have numbers inside, and lovely back heel, but not enough to set up Lazarus Lako. Another missed opportunity there. Ajolo Moro was trying to set up Lazarus Lako. Soberino with the throw in, and Luis Domiano happy to get back on that ball, but Victor Elizaya can't get a proper hold. Well, never mind the fact that it was a jaw, but got caught in the process, and winning a free kick. All perfectly restarted as South Sudan on that ball. Ball delivered inside the area, looking for a red shot, and good touch there from the goalkeeper to keep it away. Well, I must say that well, it's starting to look like a game we came to see, and Mohamed Omar looks like he got hurt in the process, trying to defend, but that was a good one in swinger. No one in red there, stretching out to make contact as that ball just went across. Tanzania still having 1 goal advantage. South Sudan will definitely continue tempting or trying things out. Elizaya, the referee says it was an open boot, and Tanzania happy to restart Dathumani. Faiza Juma, drifting back to the goalkeeper Bakari Mashenga, man who has twice come out to make sure that Tanzania still are in the game. Soberino, long ball from Soberino, looking for Lazarus Laku, and it will be a draw on the ball, but the strike there not going through just like he wanted it. Elizaya and Luis Domiano. Ball trying to look for Daniel Garang, and it will be Bakari Mashinga who will just make welcome to that ball. Now Faiza Juma happy to get things restarted. You can see his reactions to his colleagues trying to urge them to get on the move, but that ball skips outside and throw in will be given. Soberino. Good hold up there from Soberino to Victor Elizaya. Lovely distribution to the far side, looking for Felix Marial, who definitely will try to improvise a cross inside, and goalkeeper again. Well, very deceptive ball, and goalkeeper Bakarim Senga reacting quickly there to keep it out. But, Luis Domiano will ready himself to swing another one in. Luis, good ball in. And, see that Kasim Juma there happy to make clearance as Tanzania now have a chance to get South Sudan on the counter, and the run is there, but Selman not maintaining his stamina, not even aligning it with the speed with which he had lifted off. The man whose only goal separates the two sides. Well, it looks like Selman will be stretched off. I'm sure the Tanzanian head coach Malim Swalehe will be praying that the young man is able to continue with the action, and that injury not being as bad as the stretcher looks to signal. But another mistake here from the South Sudan, but just a moment of lapse in concentration there, almost costing the South Sudanese another, or almost gifting away something on a silver plate to the Tanzanians, who will be happy to collect whenever opportunities like those unveil. Saberino and Ngowan. Lovely from Ngowan, trying to look for Lazarus Laku. He's rather been ghosting this second half. Lazarus at a good opening up here to Mohamed Hassan. Lovely there from Mohamed Hassan. And a strike there from distance. Well, you could see the concepts beginning to unfold there. And Peter Abogatsi will be happy to pick up something in this game as we continue to, or we close to calling curtains onto this CECAFA Under-15 Boys Championship. But Bakari Mshenga, another good goalkeeper. Well, he's come out with some of those moments that have kept the Tanzanians in the game. Peter Abogatsi looking for Selman, manages to get to him, and Hamisi trying to get on the turn. Referee says no way, that is going to be a penalty. And South Sudan happy to get things going the other end. Lazarus. Good long one, looking for red shots. Well, as to whether there is enough deployment to make use of such, we haven't seen any in regard to, or in that direction. Saberino. Heavy touch there, but manages to deliver that ball to Ngowan. I must say that Luis Domiano is one of the players who was very handy, especially in that game against Djibouti. Or set up a couple of friends with a zero pass. Luis Domiano, very unselfish, and is one of the players to watch for the future. But we'll have to wait and see how the defenders of the South Sudan side behave here. Selman still given a chance to a free header and just putting out a lot of power onto that ball. You can see that Malim Swalehe will be continuing his instructions. But Jordan Majak gets things up and running. Victor Elizaya looking for Lazarus George, who fails to control, as that ball will settle for a throw in to Tanzania. Peter Abogatsi. Ngowan retrieves. Missy there, and Selman testing the goalkeeper. Missy approaching, and Daniel Lombe reacting quickly to ensure that access is fully denied. But that was a good one, and you can see the approach by Hamisi. Also the reaction there from the goalkeeper Daniel. Nasser Yusuf, head coach of Tanzania still. The head coach of South Sudan, beg your pardon, not yet in proper grips with the current proceedings. Mohamed Omar, his concept was to try and drift that ball into the area. Peter Abogazzi trying to find some shooting space. Peter Abogazzi trying to, again, finding ways of cutting that ball back. Daniel Lombe stands in the way. Well, of the two teams that are currently playing, you could see that South Sudan find themselves on the back foot. Luis Domiano with the run. But there was there was a heavy touch there from Soberino, not a properly measured ball, as he was trying to reversely set up Luis Domiano. Well, it's not been so many times you've seen Tanzania starting that ball from the back with their goalkeeper. Mohamed Omar losing that ball. Soberino. And a referee says Hassan Bandia is the culprit of this incident, as that rough play on Luis Domiano, handing the South Sudanese a free kick, and Elizaya Victor to deliver that ball. A bit of a fight here. Hamisi trying to set up Selman. But Selman gets on the ball and takes a strike that just goes over the crossbar. Well, I mean, I like the chemistry between the two players, Hamisi and Selman. Well, he's starting to show face and starting to yield fruit for this Tanzanian side. Faiza Juma into Peter Abogazzi, and long one bringing Hamisi in the picture, who can't get away, but handball was spotted and the referee says it will be Tanzania's free kick. Two minutes into the hour mark. Tanzania 1, South Sudan 0 in this third place playoff. It's going to be Athumani Salumu to bring that ball in, hoping another blue shot gets on the end of it. Athumani with the long ball, hits the crossbar. Well, Survivor Series continue here for South Sudan, but is Tanzania still on that ball? Appeals there for offside, and the referee says that will be South Sudan on the restart. Hamisi was present there as that ball came in last, but that was very close from Tanzania. Had it not been for the crossbar, I'm not sure whether Daniel Lombe would have made anything or any move to try and keep it out. You can see that Shenga there dancing with fire. Long ball to the front. From goalkeeper to goalkeeper. Go on with a header. Lazarus. And Faiza Juma calling for calm as he wins possession back. Tanzania. Hamisi! Well, he failed to get that ball on his proper footing, and there are claims that he was tripped in the process of trying to power that ball forward, but sure the referee didn't see any infringement. Well, even in hindsight you could see that Hamisi didn't really connect well with that ball, and there wasn't any foul there to warrant any high-handedness there from the referee. Peter Abogatsi to Athumani. Well, now Faizo. Long one. Lovely there from Mohamed Omar. Lovely from Tanzania, and Hamisi this time round. He's denied again. And still Tanzania having to power that one forward. But already the goalkeeper was caught, and I'm not sure whether that goal will count. The goalkeeper was down, and that was a good ball to Hamisi. Stepped on the goalkeeper just when he was trying to find proper footing. And the reverse ball, given the fact that play was allowed to continue, will not count at all. The goalkeeper was already injured in the process. Well, Hamisi, late arrival there, given his speed limits. Oh, Daniel Lombe back on his feet. Or back to try and keep this South Sudan side in the game. Luis Domiano. Lazarus giving the ball away. And Tanzania happy to peel away as Selman opens up forward. Looking for Hamisi, and this could be a chance, but well, straight away into the hands of Daniel Lombe. Now go on. Couple of misplaced passes there from the South Sudanese at the moment. Lots of concentration losses, allowing Tanzania much time on the ball, and South Sudan less time on the ball. Peter Abogatsi dropping a little deeper, trying to look for Hamisi, who can't chest control. As now the ball is swept away under his nose. Trying to get that ball under control, Mohamed Hassan. Elisaiah Victor, crowded but happy to free himself. Manages to pick out Jordan. Good ball in, and South Sudan look like they want to bring this game to level terms. The ball was intended for a cross, but with the weight and power that it came flying with, it almost landed inside the goal. Lovely there from Athumani to Mohamed Omar. And Selman losing out on stamina there. But it will be a throw-in to Tanzania. Now Tanzania have a plot up and coming. Juma Faizo weaving through, and Juma Faizo not making proper contact as he had really bought himself some shooting space. Doesn't look like it's good there for Mohamed Omar, who's down on the ground. Will surely attract the referee's eye as Luis Domiano stretches through but can't really get or run faster and intercept that ball. Well, another player will attract a stretcher. You could see the likes of Joe Lomoro, player who's really been very good creatively, but that man's goal separates the two sides as we speak, as Mohamed Omar continues to get treatment on the sidelines. Time running pretty fast for South Sudan as Tanzania lead proceedings here, 1-0. It is Isaiah Victor. Long one. Not many red shots this time round, maybe. And Luis Domiano with a heavy touch that allows his colleagues to get out of position, as Hassan Bandia was happy to collect again. Now Peter Abogati. Peter picked back, and the referee says that it will be a free kick to Tanzania. And a yellow card has been put on display for that pull on Peter. The CECAFA Under-15 Boys Championship currently underway here in Uganda at the Fufa Technical Center, living up to the billing, given the outstanding displays from the teams that have been able to participate this time round. Standing up to be counted at confirmation on that yellow card, as Felix Marial is the man who goes into the referee's books. But Athumani will waste no time to deliver another one for Tanzania, but Hamisi again close enough, but failing to guide that ball again. Well, that's confident play from Jordan Saberino. Lovely there into Ngowan. Well, long ball given away as Daniel Garang can't really protect that ball. That's a quick reaction there from the new man who's come in, Ismail Mansuk. Selman with a strike, looking to link up, and Daniel Lombe again. Now using his feet. We haven't seen that for the better part, but Daniel Lombe again coming out to save the South Sudanese blushes. Lazarus Peter wins that ball for himself and fails to pass the ball proper, but this was very close. And you could see that Mohamed Hassan had the goalkeeper to himself, but couldn't really get that ball past that man, Daniel Lombe, as he stretched out his feet to ensure that Mohamed Hassan is kept out. But that's some good goalkeeping from Daniel Lombe. Well, Tanzanians now contemplating changes. They haven't yet given up or even gotten the foot off the gas. Selman. Peter managing to find Athumani into Mohamed Omar. Now Mohamed Hassan, lovely drift away from Mohamed Hassan into Mohamed Omar. Mohamed Omar with a cross inside, but no one there in blue. Peter Abogazzi present, and the goalkeeper surrounding many of the red shirts. This could be Tanzania's chance, and they guide that ball away, but almost coming close again. Hamisi again had the last touch. Almost you could think that that ball was going inside. And Tanzania now will be given a liberty to make that change. Well, it's going to be great substitution, and Mohamed Hassan making way for Mohamed Shila, and Mwanayemba making way or coming on the pitch as Mohamed Omar has been withdrawn. Well, the changes from the Tanzanian side, big questions as to whether they can be able to continue the effect on this one. Jafari Mwanayemba and Mohamed Shila. Now Tanzania looking to force things through again, but that ball settles for Daniel Lombe. I'm sure he's featured most times here so much in regard to his good output. Peter Abogazzi. And Tanzania happy to make quick clearances, knowing that they still now hung by a thread. One goal sometimes is not enough, well, especially when you play against a star-studded side like this South Sudan side. Well, I must say that chase is on, and Hamisi trying to make use of his speed, but ball will settle for a throw into the South Sudanese. Goan happy to get things on the move, and Daniel Garank almost giving the ball away, but it will be Mansuk with a cross inside, looking for a red shot, and this could be a chance, but well, another chance wasted as Ajo Lomoro failing to get that ball under proper control. You could see that it was Lazarus Peter asking for that ball. Lovely crossing from Felix Marial. He's been bringing those in, but Saberino back to goalkeeper Daniel Lombe, confident. Victor Elizaya giving the goods away, and this could be punishment. It's going to be a corner kick to Tanzania, or Victor Elizaya getting the foot off the gas pedal for the first time. Lapse in concentration, you get punished, and almost there the Tanzanians finding something going their way. A free header there, but overtly guided away from danger as Peter Abogazzi was hoping to get on the end of that. Selman. Lovely ball, defense splitter into Jafari. Well, Jafari's delivery almost causing more problems, but goalkeeper down. That was a good delivery from Jafari Mwanayemba, the man who comes on in this second half. You could see that Daniel Lombe signals that he's in good, perfect health to continue with the action. Elizaya. Long one from Elizaya, trying to get to Ajo, but it will be Bakari Mshenga to collect the goods. As we are now into the final 10 minutes of normal time. Tanzania still counting their blessings. That goal scored by Selman just on the death of the first half. Still separating the two sides. So Berino there. Oh, Jordan Majak to power that ball inside. Headed away. Well, the ball is still airborne. Ismail Mansuk into Felix Marial. Felix. He was trying to find a way around his marker, Felix, but it looks like Nasser Youssef will now introduce new energy and new ideas as David Biel comes in the place of Daniel Garang, who is substituted again, came on as a substitute and is being taken off as South Sudan looking to take advantage of these last remaining minutes. Ball in the area. Norwich out there reacting. And Victor Elizaya into Soberino. Long one from Severino, straight away into Mshenga. Well, time is running pretty fast, especially for South Sudan in this third place playoff, as Tanzania still lead here. Well, that goal scored by Selman. Luis Domiano managing to finally get that ball through. Ngoan, heavy touch, and Ngoan failing to control, and Severino losing that one away, but Jordan Majak happy to shield off well Mohamed Omar. Well, it's actually Mohamed Shila now who's operating in the place where Mohamed Omar has previously been operating. Victor Elizaya to Felix Marial, trying to look for ideas of how South Sudan can get back in the game. Good ball in, but well, goalkeeper there almost fumbles and almost drops that one into his own. Very good long ball there from Felix. That late arrival from Ajo Lomoro should have been enough to try and cause more danger, but Well, South Sudan will be happy to try out things from a free kick position, from a corner kick position, beg your pardon. And this could be a chance, South Sudan! That the new man who's just taped on, David Biel, can't find the right bearings. As goalkeeper Bakari Mshenga looks to be not in perfect condition. Well, that one goal by Salman separates the two, as Tanzania looking forward to securing this third place for themselves. Well, South Sudan happy to try and respond as ferocious, as quick as they can, though things haven't really been going their way. Couple of chances, couple of coming close. Access denied still. A long one there for Hamisi to chase. Well, there's another ball on the pitch. That's why the referee has called action to a pause. It will be restarted normally again. And Jordan Majak to try and look for red shirts up front. It will be that man David Biel to try and use his new energies to try and fight for that ball. Peter Abogatti trying to open up for Selman. Felix Marial with a good one to Lazarus. Lazarus trying to attempt a back heel, but got stripped to the ground by that man who's also been very outstanding, Hassan Bandia. And it's going to be a free kick to South Sudan, just outside the 18-yard box. You can see the tackle on Lazarus Peter George Lakou. Well, it's a free kick that could prove to be a change of things here. Isaiah Victor with a reverse ball, but overly lifted. Lazarus Lakou didn't really get it right, and so has Victor Elizaya. Both of them not getting things right, and as we approach the final minutes of the action here from normal time, Elizaya still more time to try and force this game to penalties. That is, if they manage to at least get something working for themselves. Ismail Mansouk very outstanding in retrieving that ball, and it's now the runny zone as David Biel links up with Felix Marial. It settles for a corner. Bakari Mshenga very outstanding in goal there for the Tanzanian side. So pulled off a couple of saves, including a penalty there in the first half. But Felix Marial will take a chance to try and get that ball in. Like a bit of hesitation there from the Tanzanians as to who will be or who should be getting that ball away. So you can see that deployments aren't that heavy for the men in red, as we would not be thinking of getting a goal from such distance away from the 18-yard box. Player down for Tanzania. Referee will surely come and take a look. And a red card here for an incident that we just have to take a second look. Elizaya Victor going into the referee's book. And it's a red card straight. We'll send him off the pitch. What did he do, this man? I'm sure the second look will not deny us that Victor Elizaya there. He's had a good championship, but this is how he leaves the stage. With a bit of frustration, and she's not happy at all as he walks off the pitch. 5 minutes have been signalled here, but a red card there to Victor Elizaya confirmed. It does
5 minutes.
Throw things for the South Sudan side in more trouble, in regard to them bowing out. This was the incident, and his reaction on Selman. Of course, from hindsight it looked like he had been provoked, but not a good way to react. And all the debris now fall on him. Just a simple reaction there, and goes into the referee's red side of the book. Not a way South Sudan would have wanted to end this fixture. But there's nothing, there is no law that says when you're 10 man down you can't have things going your way, and that's what Lazarus Lakou is trying to emphasize. Lovely there from Lazarus, trying to work out some space for himself. And another one who goes into the yellow book is Hamisi. Well, I'm not sure we will be seeing any happy faces on that South Sudan technical bench. Not until there is something going their way in this few minutes remaining. Tanzania now opening things up. Lovely there to try and shield things away as Tanzania use Jafari Mwanayemba to try and bring in his Sheila there, Mohammed, with a shot that wins Tanzania a corner kick. Ball delivered. And Selman happy to clear bodies away and try to improvise a shot. Just went over the bar. Confidence in this South Sudanese defense. Saberino to Lazarus Peter, who's caught. It's actually Luis Damiano who's hounded to the ground as Jordan Majak will be getting this ball up and running. Long ball. Sheila Mohammed with a run. Sheila dashing inside. Sheila and was claiming that he was fouled just inside the 18, and you could see the reactions on this Tanzanian technical bench Was a good run there from Sheila, but equally good defending from Jordan Majak. Tanzania now just have to hold on to that ball as we are into the last seconds, or the final seconds of the action, into additional time. Jafari Mwanayemba. Back to Jafari. A confident play there from Jafari into Faiza Juma, who can't get that ball back. South Sudan now definitely have only last kicks on that ball. They have to deploy a little heavy up front. Tanzania happy to knock that ball about as they run down the clock. Go on into trying to look for Felix Marial, who makes the run. Felix Marial runs into the assistant instead. Time from now, the referee will be calling things to an end in this third place playoff. Well, as Tanzania have a foot in front. And the referee there calls things to an end, with Tanzania happy to win themselves the third place there, having edged South Sudan 1-0. Kiniki Salman in the 3 minutes of added time in the first half, making sure that the two sides are properly separated. South Sudan came close on several occasions but weren't very sharp, and Tanzania managing to register that third place for themselves, as South Sudan will be settling for fourth. But don't forget that later on we do have the finals of this CECAFA Under-15 Boys Championship currently underway here at the Fufa Technical Center, where Uganda will be taking on Zanzibar for the finals. Who will win this year's edition? That's what we will be seeing in the afternoon later on. But for now, it's Tanzania 1, South Sudan 0.
Announcement.
You go, Tanzania takes bronze at the CECAFA Under-15 Boys Championship in Njero, winning it 1-0 full time it is, but we are gearing up for the final. That will be Zanzibar, Uganda taking on Zanzibar. But let's have some moments in this game, the third place playoff. I have Mugalu and Kazibwe here. Mugalu and Kazibwe. Tanzania takes third place 1-0, but second half looked like Tanzania was asking more questions. Was it because of the fatigue? I'm kind of thinking the South Sudan boys were kind of fatigued and tired, because if it wasn't for the goalkeeper, it could have been another score altogether.
You realize that I think the South Sudanese used a lot of energy against Zanzibar, and their coach did not change a lot of players in this squad, so they used the same squad. I think he never had that squad depth as compared to the rest of the teams, so you saw them actually struggling to match Tanzanians when it comes to the energy levels. You saw them coming into the second half and they were more defensive. They were not using that ball, they are not making more runs, they were staying at the back, and then they let the Tanzanians bring the ball into them, and then definitely Tanzania could have gotten themselves another goal or even 3. You saw Daniel Lombe, the South Sudan goalkeeper, being the busiest man on the day. You saw him making a couple of saves. You saw him standing on firmly into the goal and helping South Sudan to keep them into the game. Maybe they could have found an equalizer, which never happened, and then the game ended to a 1-0. But you think Tanzania had the best share of the ball when you saw it in the first half as well as in the second half. You saw Fsfa-academy getting those chances and trying to strike the ball to maybe the back of the net, but then Daniel Lombe was alert and definitely stood up firmly to help South Sudan and keep them into the game. So if your goalkeeper is the busiest man of the day, definitely it means that your players haven't done enough, especially in the midfield or even the defenders. Their best player, that is Lazarus, has also been a bit calm. He has had a bit, some moments for him. As you know, a very skillful player, he could have some magic moment, but then he was playing more into the wide pitch. He wasn't more into the outside the box. So when he's outside the box, he can easily punish you. But when he's used more outside the pitch, South Sudanese do not have those intelligent players more onto the front foot. They rely more onto Lazarus, and Lazarus has been used at the outside the pitch, which makes it very hard for him, because when he beats the fullback, he has to beat the defenders as well, and then maybe he can just go for a cross or maybe a pass, but it's very hard for him to shoot that ball, which is his weapon is shooting, as well as also cutting that ball, maybe carrying it into the back of the net. So it has given hard time for South Sudan to find a goal into this game, but I think they used a lot of energy in the semi-final they played against Zanzibar. That's why it has been hard for them, but I expected a lot of goals in this game, but definitely South Sudan have been a calm side and they have played some really slow football this afternoon.
Yes, and I want Kaziwe, before we go for the press conference, within a minute, maybe talk about the goalkeeper of South Sudan. He has given a very good account of himself, a good performance for the South Sudan side, and then the red card also in South Sudan.
When you look at Victor conceded that red card, I think the pressure was piling. Each and every time the pressure was piling, they were looking for that goal. They were looking for that moment that they needed to crack the Tanzanian side down, but that moment did not come. And it was like the emotions. It's because of the emotions that Victor received that red card. But I think they have something to build on to South Sudan. Having finished the fourth in this tournament, there is an improvement from the other tournament. They've received that improvement. So the goalkeeper, Daniel Lombe, he has been so exceptional in all the games that he has played ever since their first game against Ethiopia, the game against Uganda, the game against Djibouti. He has made quite a number of saves. So they have quite a number of players right now to start their build up onto. You remember these tournaments build for the next coming years. I think
we're going to come back.
They can start from
analysis.
Okay.
I'm going to come to you there, but we're coming back. We're going for a press conference about this game, but when we come back, we shall wind up with this third place playoff. Okay, meanwhile, as still waiting for the press conference, Kaziwe, you're still talking about the performance of the goalkeeper, Daniel Lombe.
Yeah, when you look at quite a number of players, when you look at both sides, when you look at side of Tanzania, having won the third place and they're going back home with a bronze, they have a number of players to start their build-up. When you look at Muhammad Hassan, he has had also an exceptional tournament. When you look at players like Felix Marial, he has also had that good tournament. When you look at players like Faisal Juma, he has also had a good tournament. When you look at the goal scorer, Kaniki Salman, yeah, he has also had a good tournament. So when you look at both sides, going at South Sudan, we've been mentioning those names over and over times. So I think all these teams have players, and we want to see after some good time, we want to see the benefits. We want to see the benefits of such a tournament.
We are coming back right there.
Yeah.
We are going for a press conference about this game, but then when we come back, we shall wind up with this discussion.
Tournament for the third place match. How was the game tactical?
Okay, thank you for this chance. Coach Nafi, coach for South Sudan, under 15. The tactical for this match, we are playing against Tanzania. The players play for my tactics different because I lose the belt for first games, for first. We are coming for this match because we need the number 3 for this tournament. because when we are given the players another tactic, we are doing the problem for my players. You have the many chance, we are not score that ball for that chance. This is the problem for this match. About the Tanzania play good because pressure, I have the pressure, I have the good strikers. Congratulations for Tanzania for this number 3. You can come back again, inshallah, for next year, inshallah.
Today is the final of the tournament. What did you learn from the tournament?
For the tournament, the final?
Yeah, total.
The tournament is not bad because I see all the teams coming for this tournament. You have the exhibits for the tournament. You need all the team. I see them playing. For my group, I see the Uganda and Djibouti and Ethiopia. You play good. The problem in tournament, I see first, it is the problem for the age because all the teams who cannot following the rules for the tournament. This is the problem. About all the things in tournaments is good. Before that, congratulations for the Fsfa for this tournament. Inshallah, you can see Fsfa. You can making another tournament, the big tournament for under 20 and under 23.
Last. Which match did you remember for the tournament?
The match?
Yeah.
For my?
Yes.
I remember the match for Uganda. This the match like the friend you play. This is the big match for me. I see them. This is like the final games because the Uganda play hard, the South Sudan play hard. Before that, I see this is the good match for this tournament for me. Yeah, thank you.
Head coach from Tanzania, Maalim Saleh. Maalim, congratulations for the 3rd place.
Thank you.
And congratulations for the good entertainment of the 3rd place match. How was the game, tactical?
Yeah, game haikuwa rahisi. Game ilikuwa tough sana na kila timu ilikuwa inahitaji kuchukua nafasi ama kushinda katika game. Ya nashukuru vijana wangu. Nimefuata maelekezo na yale maelekezo yametumia vizuri na tukaweza kupata goli moja, lakini vile vile tumsifu mpinzani, haikuwa rahisi na mara tukashinda goli moja. Tupa ugumu waweza kutuzuia, pamoja tumekosa chance nyingi tu za kufunga, lakini siku ya siku namshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu tumepata goli moja.
Yes, first and foremost, he thanks God for the victory that they have just gotten, and he thanks his players. They played the game. They played the instructions that he had given them, and they had a good outcome. But he also wishes to congratulate the opponent. They played a very good game. They locked the defense, and the chances were limited. But again, they were victorious at the end of the day.
Nini ambacho kilikuwa tofauti kwenye mchezo wa leo? Mabadiliko yameonekana makubwa kwenye kikosi chako na kupelekea ushindi pia wa goli moja kwa sifuri.
Niseme tu kwamba vijana wangu wengi ndio mara ya kwanza kucheza mashindano kama haya. Pressure ni kuwa kubwa na vitu vingi kwa ni vigeni na ugumu wa hizi mechi. Unajua kama wakicheza na timu fulani inakuwa ni rahisi, kama unakuja kukuta ugumu ya katika mechi zilizopita, lakini tumekaa mazoezini katika uwanja wa mazoezi, tunajaribu kuambia jinsi gani ya kucheza, turudi katika ile rhythm yetu ambayo tumetoka nayo nyumbani. Sasa tulikuwa tunafanya vizuri hata katika game za kirafiki. Be patient kama mchezaji, onyesha kile ambacho ulikuwa nacho. Fuata yale maelekezo tuliyowapa, na mara nyingi umeona hata sababu zetu zinakuwa kidogo nzuri. na kuingiza sababu, na wale wa nje naambia kwamba nyinyi ndio mnajua zaidi, nje mnasoma na mnajua nini kinachoendelea. Kwa hiyo kuingiza unafuata zile taratibu ambazo kwa hiyo unaenda kurekebisha mchezo na hatimaye unapata ushindi. Kwa hiyo tunaleta mawasikivu, tatizo ni ugeni wa haya mashindano, ndio kitu ambacho tunaona kinawasumbua.
His players are playing this tournament for the very first time. It's a big exposure for them, and you can really notice the pressure that they are under, but they are catching up well. Even the ones who are given a chance probably to play as the substitutes, they watch the game from outside. Not that they're not good as the ones who are playing inside, but they are learning on the game, seeing what other players are doing, and so that even when they are given the opportunity to go and play inside, they are able also to contribute positively to the team. So when they have played several friendly matches, but this has been a very entertaining and challenging championship because of the level of competition that is there, and we believe they are learning a very good experience. They are getting a lot of good experience from this particular tournament.
Mwisho, moja kati ya top performance kwenye mchezo wa leo ni goalkeeper namba 2. Nini maoni yako kwa goalkeeper ambaye pia ni chachu ya ushindi wako katika mchezo wa leo?
Ya uzuri wa goalkeeper wetu wote ni wazuri, na niliwafanyia scout mwenyewe katika mashindano nyumbani, na kila mtu ana uwezo wake. Yule mmoja alionyesha uwezo mpaka mechi zile ambazo amefikia. Kwa hiyo tuliona kabisa huyu mwingine ana uwezo, kwa hiyo hii mechi ya mwisho asiondoke bila kucheza. Kwa hiyo tumeona kwamba tumpe nafasi, na tumemtrain jana katika kiwanja cha mazoezi, tumeona jinsi anavyofanya, na hata ile kudaka penalti sio mara ya kwanza mimi kumshuhudia. Nitegemea kitu kama kile. Kwa hiyo hata kama alichofanya tayari mimi kwa tayari nakifahamu nini anafanya, na ulimuona tofauti kubwa. Unaona kama yule wa kwanza footwork ilikuwa kidogo inamtatiza, huyu alikuwa na footwork nzuri, ndio maana uliona kabisa tunacheza sana leo nyuma, hata wale mabeki wetu walikuwa wako sawa.
His first and second choice keepers are all equally good, and that's why yesterday they felt they can give the second choice keeper this game to play, and as you have seen, he has been able to do good work, save the penalty. We also believe he has good footwork, which was very good for his coordination with also the defenders at the back line.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sudan coach Tanzania has taken the bronze, third place in the CECAFA Under-15 Boys Championship in Njeru. But do not go away. We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, the curtains are falling down in Njeru. Uganda, the hosts, are going to be battling it with Zanzibar. Short break. We'll be right back with the build-up of that final. CECAFA Under-15 Boys Championship, Fufa TV, the home of Uganda Sports.
Education is at the heart of achieving your dreams.
When I grow up, I want to become a professional doctor,
a bishop,
soldier, a midwife, pharmacist,
Speaker of Parliament of Uganda. I want to become an engineer in future.
Welcome to Bukedia Comprehensive School, where we believe in the transformative power of quality education. We are dedicated to nurturing and empowering every child to reach their full potential and turn their dreams into reality. We offer a wide range of educational paths, including arts and sciences at both O and L levels, as well as vocational training in computer science, tailoring, hairdressing, mechanics, carpentry, construction, and more. Our school provides a supportive and nurturing environment where students can thrive and grow. At Bukedia Comprehensive, we encourage our students to explore, discover, and develop critical thinking skills, preparing them for success in an ever-changing world. Invest in your child's future with Bukedia Comprehensive School. Find us 33 kilometers along the Mbale Kumi Highway in Bukedia Town Council, Bukedia District. Bukedia Comprehensive School, where knowledge meets innovation.
Must watch on Fufa TV.
That goalkeeper out of his line, just through, dropping ball! What a finish!
Want to catch up with what's happening with your favorite team?
As Jovo Young used to do, we want to prepare a team which can really play in the senior side in years to come.
From the line, of course.
Maybe missed the game during the week.
A shot here! It hits the crossbar!
Want to hear what the coaches actually said? Maybe see a different angle of that classic goal that broke the internet.
Right hand Ukane! It's dropping! Oh! My word! Speechless! Speechless! Speechless!
Make a date to watch the Action Climax, the only show in the land where you get a chance to recap all your weekly sports events with a cascade of all the action, goals, celebrations, and trophy moments compressed in just 1 hour every Monday at 8 p.m. on Fufa TV.
The home of Ugandan sport. Must watch on Fufa TV.
Delivery. Oh! In the additional minutes, in the dying minutes, just for another point.
Natandika okuwagira omupiira nga nyina emyaka 8.
Mulina manjo baguzi mulina bungi
n'akasene tuyina eri mukinjaji alya doodo
okubiriza bannayuganda tuve ku ttiimu ya Man U ne Arsenal, Messi ne Ronaldo tujja naffe tuwagire ku bintu ebyaffe ebyawano.
Mwenna gye muli tiimu zammwe muzaagale.
Must watch Vuvuzela every Sunday, 12 p.m. live on Fufa TV, the home of Ugandan sport.
Chabazinga gabula na diopo wokuna afunvuwe twide wano mukazi mingi sabola okubanga tuwaya kuna batyambe bageme kyebalina kulwalata basobola okubanga bawayo aye nga mbyona bina tubakoba nti wayo ngoko esamo mupe
abalina obugambo bw'omukwano nga bw'omubotaba
kuti omuziro ogwo oli kuba gwaki kobera kwa abantu
gwakuwa Chabazinga atuletere ine bantu
ng'okozesa ki
momope tuliwakusimwino okubonanga mwidya ku bitundu byaife eno okutuwagira
mukozese momope nga musobola okulankulanya omukolo gwayise bantu
bana tibasala momope yabwerere tuli kuniga star ndala mukaga 5 6 otege 3 oteo ash onige yes.
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cashback every week. It's free of charge. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
Rock Boom, now in a new bottle with the same taste and same positive energy. Available in a 320 ml PET bottle. Rock Boom, feel the positive energy.
Nivana wafe twenywele nivana wafe twenywele nivana wafe tunyola eish 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 twenywele nivana wafe tunyola for more goals kumala kenyonta
Nirvana is available in the 500 ml bottles at 500 shillings and 1.5 liters at 1,500 shillings. Nirvana packaged drinking water is a product of Crown Beverages Limited, makers of Pepsi products. That's life. That's Nirvana.
Welcome to Mall Sports Center. We are a fully stocked center for all your sports needs like playing boots, balls, jersey, trophies, sports clothing, and all your gym equipment, awards, and all that you need for a great game. We are widely located all over Uganda in places like Kampala, Arua, and Mbarara. For more information, call us on 0783 888807, 0753 36 3924. We are ready to serve you.
Oliada to Honest. Jimmy Ambayo. Back to Liada. Liada Mohammed. Omakai. Oh, gift red! First to Delivanda! Gift red! Oh! Latecomers always 8 points. But latecomers here at the Mutesa 2 Stadium can find the goals. Kira College Boutique with their usual suspect, a fox in the box. Mutalia gift red at it again. College Boutique 1, St. Mary's College Isubi 0. Oh, that was brilliant. Mugisha delivering that ball. Makai Zubai looks up there. Top striker. Quick turn, deliver. Then the goal would come. Oh. Latecomers always 8 points. But latecomers here at the Mutesa 2 Stadium can find the goals. College Boutique with their usual suspect, a fox in the box. Mutalia gift red at it again. Kira College Boutique 1, St. Mary's College Isubi 0. Around. Oh, they go! St. Mary's College Isubi! Goal number 2 for St. Mary's College Isubi. Mwesigwa Griffin in the 90th minute mark finds the back of the net for the Chisubi Best School 2 Stadium in Wankulukuku. Mwesigwa Griffin could be the hero again, as he was when he scored the second goal in the first game they played in this competition. College Boutique 1, St. Mary's College Isubi 2. Oh, look at that. Rounds off the goalkeeper with no other opportunity, with no adjudged chance. Oh, look at how the fans are celebrating.
Back to level time. What can they do in such a situation? Well, they've showed us that they can be able to get out of such. And here they come again, Butiki. And there you have it. And that's what it means to stand up to be counted. But just look at that for a run. Lifted the ball, not too heavy. And it just looked like he measured it well. It just looked like he took some perfect measurements. And that ball had one place to land. Waited to see whether it had landed properly. Waited to look and saw as it landed, as he glided into celebration. What are you taking notice? Are you taking notice?
Oh, saving the day was that the King's College Bulldog goalkeeper. Another heavy launch, and now for the second ball, and he scores another good goal here for the Smack side through the player Mwesigwa Griffin, when he came as a substitution, and he has scored with only 2 touches onto the pitch. A second goal here for St. Mary's College Chisubi.